moment of your time, my lord. My master wishes to speak with you. There are many ears about. Please wait while I establish a secure connection.
It is an honor to meet the famed Emperor's wrath. I am Darth Nurin, a humble servant of you and your master.
I welcome those who are loyal to me, provided they have something of value to offer.
I did not come empty-handed, my lord. I know of an opportunity, one you alone have the strength to seize. Are you familiar with the Tion Hegemony? An independent sector they claim to be neutral in the war between the Empire and Republic. Wealthy, powerful, and stubborn, the Tion Hegemony has the potential to be the Empire's greatest threat now that the Republic has fallen low.
We have the upper hand, but the war against the Republic is far from over.
Which is exactly why we need to secure control of the Tion Hegemony. Before they rebuffed our overtures. Now things have changed. We intercepted a series of classified transmissions. The Tion Hegemony's in trouble. Their worlds are being overrun by Rakghouls. Unchecked, the outbreak will infect billions. Entire planets will be overrun. But with chaos comes opportunity for those with the power to seize it.
The Rakghouls were confined to Taris for centuries. They didn't get off that world by accident.
We suspect this may be one of the Tion royal families making a bid for power, but we have no way to know for sure.
The Tion Hegemony is trying to suppress this news. It has been difficult to gather the necessary details.
Meet me on my ship. Hopefully by then we'll know more. My apprentice can provide the location.
Here are the coordinates of my master's vessel. She eagerly looks forward to your arrival. A moment of your time, my lord. My master wishes to speak with you. There are many ears about. Please wait while I establish a secure connection.
Congratulations on your ascension to the Dark Council, my lord. I am Darth Nurin, your humble servant.
I suspect I will soon have a host of followers swearing undying loyalty. Most will be beneath my notice.
I did not come empty-handed, my lord. I know of an opportunity, one you alone have the strength to seize. Are you familiar with the Tion Hegemony? An independent sector they claim to be neutral in the war between the Empire and Republic. Wealthy, powerful, and stubborn, the Tion Hegemony has the potential to be the Empire's greatest threat now that the Republic has fallen low.
The war with the Republic has left the Empire vulnerable. Do you think they'll try to take advantage of the situation?
In the past, the Tion Hegemony has been aggressive about expanding its sphere of influence, but things have changed. We intercepted a series of classified transmissions. The Tion Hegemony's in trouble. Their worlds are being overrun by Rakghouls. Unchecked, the outbreak will infect billions. Entire planets will be overrun. But with chaos comes opportunity for those with the power to seize it.
There's too much we don't know about this. I want to go there right away.
The Tion Hegemony is trying to suppress this news. It has been difficult to gather the necessary details.
Meet me on my ship. Hopefully by then we'll know more. My apprentice can provide the location.
Here are the coordinates of my master's vessel. She eagerly looks forward to your arrival.
Welcome, my lord. I've been monitoring the situation in the Tion Hegemony. Things are getting worse. The Tion noble families have quarantined all worlds in the sector. No ships can land or leave without permission. The announcement was not popular. Those trapped on the infected worlds feel betrayed by their rulers.
The nobles had to contain the outbreak using any means possible.
I agree, though they should have acted sooner. They waited too long to impose travel restrictions and the virus spread. 4 worlds have been completely overrun. A 5th, Kanon, is down to a handful of survivors battling for their lives. Among those survivors are several nobles related to the ruling family, but we will have to act quickly if we want to rescue them.
Do we have permission to land on Kanon?
We do. The nobles are desperate. They believe the plague was unleashed as an act of terrorism. They see us as an ally against an unknown foe trying to destabilize the Tion Hegemony and seize power. Someone with that kind of ambition could become a dangerous rival if left unchecked.
Turning the Rakghoul plague into an instrument of war is an impressive feat.
Learning how the virus was synthesized could give us a powerful weapon to use against our foes. We have a contact on Kanon, Major Beisel, head of local security. He's cleared a shuttle to take you down to the surface. Major Beisel will contact you with a situation update after you land.
told. They're heading for the spaceport with their bodyguards. Figure they can fight through the Rakghouls and get a ship. We can't let them break quarantine. I'm sending my patrol to the spaceport. Meet us there. We're too late. The nobles got their hands on a shuttle. They're breaking the quarantine. The shuttle's down. Pilot must have panicked during the escape. My squad's heading to the crash site to look for survivors. Meet us there.
Spread out. Check for survivors.
Major, we got a live one. Hey, you alright?
Those things would have torn me to pieces. You saved my life. Never thought I'd be glad to see the Empire on Kanon.
Insult me again, and you'll wish the Rakghouls had finished you off.
Not trying to insult you, but your kind isn't too popular in the hegemony. Truth be told, a lot of people on Kanon actually blame the Empire for this outbreak. They figure an infected ship was intentionally sent here to destabilize the system.
If the Empire was behind this, why would they send anyone to help?
Maybe they want you to look like heroes, save the planet, then try to convince the hegemony to join the Empire. The Empire's done far worse in its day. But if you're not responsible, there's one way to prove it. Checking the records at the spaceport will show where the infected ship came from. Should tell us who's behind this, one way or another.
That should have been the first thing you did.
Our first priority was enforcing the quarantine. Couldn't let this spread. But I've got patrols headed to the spaceport now. Maybe we'll get lucky and find some... Oh! My chest is on fire! No. It was just a scratch. Oh, one scratch can't turn me into... Oh, please, do something.
This should be interesting.
I always knew you were... scum.
Checking in. Still no enemy contact. Red Patrol, we're pinned down. Locked into an ambush. Came at us from all sides. Can't hold position much longer. We're gonna have to make a break. No! Green Patrol, all clear in our neck of the woods. Green Patrol, got a visual on the spaceport. No signs of life. We're going in. Blaster fire! Get down! Get down!
What's up, John?
Hold on. Don't shoot. Not a Rakghoul, just a harmless shuttle pilot. Name's Malara. Look, I need to get off this world, and I know how this whole Rakghoul outbreak started. So maybe we can swing a deal?
Only a fool tries to bargain with the Emperor's wrath.
Bargain? Who said anything about a bargain? My info is a gift to show my deep and sincere respect. So, these Rakghouls? Oh yeah, I brought them on my shuttle, but I didn't know what I was doing. I'm just a pilot. I was hired to fly here. My boss is the one you want, not me.
Why didn't the Rakghouls kill you along with everybody else? Do you have some kind of protection?
Just better at hiding, I guess. Boss probably figured the Rakghouls would get me too, you know? You heard of Dr. Lorik. He's a member of the 37 families, the main political rivals of the royal family. He hired me to make a delivery to Kanon. Soon as I touched down, the Rakghouls came pouring out. It was ugly.
The Rakghouls waited patiently until you landed. Dr. Lorik must have found a way to make them follow orders.
You could be right. They weren't acting like mindless beasts during the attack. Seemed like they had a purpose. Lorik double-crossed me. Now I get to return the favor. He's hiding out at a secret base on Ord Mantell. So, that's about all I know. Now you ready to get me off this rock?
You've outlived your usefulness.
But, I told you everything. Now I see the problem. Damn.
Your work on Kanon was impressive. Your reputation is well earned. With the source of the plague identified, the Tion royal family has been able to contain the outbreak. It's unfortunate we couldn't question that pilot before you killed her, but we were still able to put together a file on Dr. Lorik.
Do I need to remind you of your proper place, Darth Nurin?
Forgive me, my lord. I meant no disrespect. I was merely making an observation. You bested the Rakghouls on Kanon. I've no doubt you will do the same when you meet Lorik in person. A decade ago, he was declared a traitor. He fled the Tion Hegemony and went into hiding on Ord Mantell.
He could be a valuable ally. Maybe we can use him as a weapon against the Republic.
He'd betray us at the first opportunity. He's a megalomaniac, convinced his destiny is to rule the entire galaxy. Kanon and the other worlds were just a test, a way for Lorik to study the effects of the modified Rakghoul virus he developed.
We had no idea he was working on this. The attack on Kanon tipped us off.
A stroke of fortune we must capitalize on. Reports of what happened on Kanon have been suppressed. Lorik still thinks his identity is hidden. We have the element of surprise.
In addition to eliminating a potential rival, killing Lorik should secure the allegiance of the Tion Hegemony.
At the very least, it will keep them from looking to the Republic in the near future. The shuttle is waiting to take you to Dr. Lorik's base on Ord Mantell. Hopefully you'll find records of his experiments with the virus. That way, you won't have to take him alive.
1346. Progress on the enhanced strain of the Rakghoul virus is slow, but I will not be daunted. I have spent too long in exile. I will return to the worlds I once called home as a conqueror and a hero. Those who cast me out will bow down before me. They will cry for mercy and be rewarded with death. Log entry 1322. I've modified the Rakghoul virus to cross the species barrier, a monumental breakthrough. The mutative properties have been enhanced as well. The newly transformed creatures are stronger and more powerful than previous generations. Even with their increased strength and aggression, they remain responsive to my commands. My work is nearing completion. Log entry 1344. I and the other assistants have noticed some disturbing results. Current test subjects show very different characteristics than those originally captured on Taris. It's almost as if someone has been tampering with the specimens. Dr. Lorick believes the changes are due to the virus's natural adaptability. If he's right, our efforts to find a cure will be even harder than we thought.
Ingros.
Log entry 1408. The modified virus is ready for field testing in the Tion Hegemony. The first few worlds will be wiped out. Their populations will become Rakghouls under my control, swelling the ranks of my armies. With the hegemony secured, I will spread my campaign world by world until I sweep away the war-torn tatters of both the Republic and the Empire. Dr. Sanus Lorik, log entry 1411. Preliminary results from the hegemony have exceeded even my expectations. The success has led me to reevaluate the virus. I understand now that it is neither a disease nor a weapon. The exposed become bigger, faster, stronger, genetically improved in every way. The virus is evolution perfected. It must be spread across the entire galaxy.
Dr. Adi Ingral, supplemental log update. Dr. Lorik has gone completely mad. We realize now he was never working on a cure for the virus. His work is an abomination. We have to stop him. After I delete his files, we will try to take him into custody. I fear he may oppose us with violence, but we have no other choice.
trespassers! How dare you come into my lab and slaughter my children?
I've killed more Jedi and Sith than I can remember. A few Rakghouls aren't going to slow me down.
Typical. Why are the Sith all so arrogant? Do you really think you know better than me? I had the same problem with my assistants. They sabotaged my files, tried to destroy my lab. Since their transformation, however, they've become much more loyal.
You've transformed your assistants into Rakghoul slaves. Nice. You ever thought about coming to work for the Empire?
Oh, I could make you a similar offer. I've found a way to evolve the virus. Each new strain makes the host more powerful than the last. That power can be yours. Let me inject you with the virus, and you will become greater than you ever dreamed.
If the latest version of the virus is so great, why don't you inject yourself?
I was simply stalling for time. I injected myself with the latest version of the virus just before you arrived. Gaze upon the pinnacle of evolution with awe and terror. Weep for what you will never become. Never thought you'd make it this far.
Im Teufel Atlas.
My children will feast on your flesh! Never thought you'd make it this far! My children will feast on your flesh! Never thought you'd make it this far! My children will feast on your flesh! Never thought you'd make it this far! My children will feast on your flesh! Never thought you'd make it this far! Be our evolution perfected! Witness the future of the galaxy! I'll tear you limb from limb! I'll tear you limb from limb! impossible! I am perfection!
Tion Hegemony has sent an official message of gratitude for eliminating Dr. Lorik. They seem quite eager to curry our favor. Apparently, crushing our rivals sends an appropriate message to the rest of the galaxy. I only wish we could have recovered Lorik's research. A weaponized version of the Rakghoul virus would have been a welcome addition to our arsenal.
The Emperor already has me to eliminate those who dare to oppose him. You would do well to remember that.
I will not forget, my lord. We've eliminated a potential usurper of our power, and strengthened ties with the Tion Hegemony. This was a great victory for the Empire. The Republic will tremble in fear when they learn of this.
It will be a glorious day when our ancient enemy is finally wiped out.
A day that draws closer, thanks to your actions. Farewell. I look forward to working together again, should the opportunity arise.